Third down and goal at the 7. Ramsey wants to throw it. Does, and intercepted. Damon Arnette. Watch out. Damon Arnette breaks across the field. Damon Arnette still on the move. Damon Arnette stayed in school. Chris Carter said you weren't ready. Well, hey, Hall of Famer, I'm getting ready. No.
What's up, guys? It is Dibes, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Happy Friday, everybody here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit like and subscribe below. On tap for today, I want to talk to you briefly about Damon Arnette, Philadelphia Eagles draft target. It is incredible that the Philadelphia Eagles haven't taken a cornerback in the first round of the NFL draft since 2002. The Eagles must add talent and youth to the secondary this season. This fifth-year senior cornerback features excellent size and ball skills. How does Damon Arnette fit with the Philadelphia Eagles? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Damon Arnette's college performance. Quite simply, a roller coaster ride. According to Rivals, Damon Arnette was a 3-star recruit out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who originally committed to South Carolina. Damon Arnette got his first taste of life in the Big Ten back in 2016 and was plagued by inconsistent play and immaturity through much of his early years as a Buckeye. However, you can't argue this. Arnette was an integral part of 3 straight Big Ten Conference Championship teams. Despite being projected as a late-round pick, Damon Arnette shockingly seemed ready to declare for the 2019 NFL Draft. Thanks to the support of Chris Carter and defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, Arnette eventually decided to return to Ohio State and saved his best for last. In terms of maturity, Arnette returned to his 5th year as a Buckeye as a brand new player. 2019 was a redemption story for Damon Arnette. Arnette showed much more consistency on the field and finished with 35 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, and 8 pass deflections. According to Pro Football Focus, Arnette's completion percentage allowed improved from 67.4% in 2018 to 45.1% in 2019. In addition, yards allowed decreased from 434 to 279. Arnette's improved play granted him second team All Big Ten by the coaches and media. His most notable play came from last season versus Indiana after returning an interception for 96 yards for a touchdown. During the Reese's Senior Bowl and NFL Combine, Damon Arnette didn't exactly improve his draft stock. Arnette measured in at 5'11", 195 pounds. His 4.56 40-yard dash ranked 22nd out of 28 cornerbacks that participated. Damon Arnette will look to improve that 40-yard dash time during Ohio State's Pro Day on March 25th. Let's take a quick look at the cornerback position for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles' secondary was routinely murdered last season by the big play. The Eagles were tied for second most in the NFL with 15 plays of 40 yards or more on defense in 2019. To put that in perspective, the worst team in the NFL was the Oakland Raiders with 16. The Eagles have been in the bottom of the league in turnover differential and defensive takeaways, and finding playmakers in the secondary is now a legit priority. Jim Schwartz's defense heavily relies, sometimes too much, on its front four generating pressure. Logic says the Eagles should look to free agency to rebuild their secondary while looking at the draft for wide receivers. All signs point to the Eagles signing Byron Jones from the Dallas Cowboys when NFL free agency starts on March 16th. The Eagles' pass defense has ranked towards the bottom of the league since 2016, 25th worst in 2017, 30th worst in 2018, and 22nd in 2019. They were dead last in pass defense halfway through the season last year. As the health of the team improved as the season progressed in 2019, so did the play in the secondary. I think a lot of that had to do with Fletcher Cox being absolutely dominant during that second half of last season, but that's just me. And then we get to free agency. Personally, don't count me all in on Byron Jones. It all comes down to cap space for me. Is Byron Jones really worthy of being paid as much money per year as guys like Patrick Peterson, Stephon Gilmore, and Josh Norman? no one is denying he would be a massive upgrade at cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles. That kind of price tag, though, comes with major expectations, and you look at Howie Roseman's history of bringing in veteran defensive backs, it's not really the best. Asante, Nnamdi, Byron Maxwell, the list goes on and on. Howie Roseman's inability to draft a decent cornerback also needs to be noted. Howie Roseman's failure to draft at the cornerback position will ultimately force the Eagles to overspend on a cornerback this March. Let's take a look at Damon Arnette's fit with the Philadelphia Eagles. It all boils down to this. Does Jim Schwartz want a guy who can play press coverage? Damon Arnette is at his best when playing aggressive. He's one of the top physical cornerbacks in the draft. He's a strong tackler and thrives playing on the line of scrimmage. In addition, Arnette brings a ton of versatility to the table, which grants him the ability to play inside or outside. In addition to being physical and versatile, Damon Arnette thrives in man coverage due to his excellent body control, quick feet, and technique. These traits allow him to always be near the football and stick to his man on the line or at the top of routes. Arnette's quick feet allows him to anticipate the pass and close in on routes. The largest question remains, would Jim Schwartz adjust his defense to a guy that can play physical at the line of scrimmage? Schwartz hasn't exactly put his cornerbacks in the best position over the last couple of years. This is definitely an area to watch in 2020. What are some areas Damon Arnette needs to strengthen? It's speed. While Damon Arnette is a good athlete, he's not a great athlete. He possesses quickness, solid acceleration, and fluid hips that allows him to thrive at the line of scrimmage. However, this is not a guy you want to assign to the top speed wide receivers in the NFL. The lack of deep speed for Damon Arnette could hurt him once he puts on that NFL jersey. Here are some final thoughts. Damon Arnette doesn't project as a pure shutdown corner in the NFL. He should never be assigned to the better deep threats at wide receiver. That's not a knock on him though, because I see him becoming a very strong number 2 cornerback that can play well in multiple schemes. I predict Arnette to be a backup on day 1, but to eventually win a role in a starting lineup pretty quickly. I have no doubt that the Eagles will be taking at least one wide receiver in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft. Due to the insane depth at the position this year, there is also a chance the Eagles go back-to-back wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. Damon Arnette is a really intriguing pick that would bring a much-needed element to the Philadelphia Eagles: toughness. I really like this kid. Although the Eagles' defense steadily improved throughout 2019, the secondary was way too soft for me. Damon Arnette is a guy who would bring toughness and swagger back to the Eagles' defense. The fact that this guy played with a cast on his hand while thriving against top-notch competition all year last year tells me everything I need to know about this guy's character. I think Philadelphia Eagles fans would fall in love with his scrappy type of play on the outside or in the slot. Arnette's physical play would be a welcome addition to the Jim Schwartz defense. I currently have Damon Arnette pegged as a very good pick for the Eagles in that 3rd round, maybe even 2nd round. What do you think of Damon Arnette? Please let us know in the comment sections below. I am Dibes, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Make sure you check out all of my draft profiles at thepaintedlines.com and here at the TPL YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome, guys.